welcome to the Linux install tutorial video. I will be installing on Ubuntu, but this video should show you how to install on any Linux of your flavor. So there are a couple of things we need to do to install NetXMS. First of all is install the packages, and we have multiple options here, so let's go over those. So first of all, you can either download the packages directly from netxms.org. There are pre-compiled binary packages for all of the server components, or you can use the aptitude repositories, which we will be doing in this video. So first of all, we need to add the aptitude sources. Here is my test Linux server. As I mentioned, this is Ubuntu server. I am already root, which you need to be for this to work, of course. So we will now add the sources. You can see the aptitude URL. So let's copy that and let's do a simple echo dep, then the link. And we can see these packages are for Wheezy. Don't worry about the distribution really, the Wheezy packages will work for all of your Ubuntu servers. So we will do Wheezy and main, and we will simply echo this into etc aptitude sources.list.d, and we can do netxms list. Now we can do apt-get update, and we should now be able to get NetXMS packages. Okay, great. So as I mentioned, there are three base packages, which is the NetXMS base, agent, and server. The package dependency chain is really simple. The server depends on the agent, which depends on the base package, and then you have database driver packages. So let's go back to our task list here. So we have added our aptitude sources so we can install the packages. I will simply do apt-get install netxms server, and aptitude will automatically install the dependencies. So continue. At the moment, and this might change in the future, the NetXMS aptitude repository is not signed, so we don't need to import the key, but as I said, this might change in the future, so currently not signed, so I will simply say yes. And now all of the packages are installed. So next up, we need to install the database drivers. By default, NetXMS comes with SQLite driver, but we will be using MySQL for this tutorial. So let's install the MySQL package. I would recommend using MySQL or PostgreSQL rather than SQLite, because currently there is a couple of issues with SQLite. So after the database drivers, we need to configure the agent and the server. So there are two configuration files, nxagent.conf for the agent and for the server. The templates are already in the correct location, they just have a suffix. So if we do ls/etc and let's do a grep nxagent, you can see the config file is already here. So let's rename it. I'll just change my directory to etc, and let's do mv nxagent configuration from the distribution to nxagent.conf, and let's do the same for the netxms configuration. Okay, so now we need to actually configure both the agent and the server. So let's start with the agent configuration. I'm going to use Vim for the editor. And you can see there is a lot of options here for the agent. All of them are commented by default, and basically if you want to, you can look through all of the agent's options. But we will not go into all of those options right now. That's for an advanced video. So I will simply use a template of my own, which will of course be linked in the description of the video. So you can get the agent configuration template from the description and just paste it into this file. So what I will do is I will remove this, and then I will again edit it to create a new file and copy my template. As I mentioned, if you want to know what all of those options in the agent configuration file are, it will be covered in an advanced video. So I have simply copied my template. I'm going to insert it in the config file right now, and there is much less options to configure right now, so we just have the master server list. So since this machine is actually the NetXMS server and the agent as well, I will put a loopback here and also the name of this machine with the domain. So this is the test VM log file location. So let's do /var log nx agent daemon log. Require authentication, yes. We don't need the encryption since this is on the local host, so let's put a password here. File store, that's fine. And we will do no proxying of agent requests and SNMP request. Subagents, we also don't need any. So this is a basic template which you can use. Again, all of these options will be described in an advanced video. So let's just right quit out of that. Now edit the NetXMS daemon configuration. Again, same deal as before. The default configuration has a lot of options. You can go through these. You can look on the wiki or the forums as to what each option does. I am again going to use my template, and you can do the same. So this template requires a couple of things. There is a database driver, so we will be using MySQL database server. In my case, I will put an IP address of my database server in there. Database name, nxtemp for me, login, same, password. Log failed SQL queries into the log file, let's do yes, and let's specify a log file location. So this is all fairly simple stuff, hopefully. So now we have the agent and the server configured, so we should be able to do service nx agent start. Okay, that seems good. Let's just verify. So let's do a tail of the log file which we just specified. That looks good. NX agent has started. But for the server, let's do the first run in the foreground. So let's do just NetXMS, and you can see that it started. And for me, it's going to fail while connecting to the database because I need to set up the database. So I have fixed the configuration on my database server, so let's run NetXMSD again, and we will see an error because the database has not been initialized with the proper NetXMS tables. So in our configuration guide, that is the last step, so initialize database. For that we have NetXMS DB Manager. We are going to do NetXMS DB Manager initialize, so init, and it will require a path to the initialization schema for the database. By default, this is located in user share NetXMS SQL and DB init for MySQL in my case. So you can see the database is initialized successfully, and we should now be able to run NetXMS daemon in foreground. Alright, it's loaded up and working. So it might take a while for the NetXMS server to start for the first time. When it comes up, you can type down to take it back down, and we will simply start it as a service. So let's do service NetXMSD start. And that's it. you're ready to connect from the NetXMS management client.